Hello, this is Alfred, and for today I will be showing you an Excel inventorial tutorial. This workbook is for the Copperlink Electrical Supply Company, and this shall be able to track the stocking and restocking of supply, the data transaction, the records between dates, then we shall have a start date and end date, and anything that is enclosed between those dates shall be displayed. And then we should see the stock inventory and a statistical graph based on items sold. That means that we could identify which items sold the most on a certain date. So, let's see. Here is our stock inventory sheet. It contains the item name, the supplied stock column, and the remain. As of now, it does not have any values yet. So what we're gonna do is that we have to put some value in our supplied column. The supplied stock column is the number of items you get from your supplier. It is the number of items you order to go to your store. So, for example, supply entry, click a cell, and then it should show a drop down button, a drop down button or a list, a drop down list. We ordered 3W or 3 watts, and then in a quantity of 44. And each transaction shall have a reference number. So, for example, our reference number that we got is 543211. And click the unstock button, and it should go directly to your supply transaction. Once this sheet clears out, then that means your data has been already saved to your supply transaction sheet. Keep that in mind. There. As you can see, our product name is 3 watts, quantity 44, reference number here, and then the date in here. So, now we have ordered some things from our supplier to the item named 3 watts. Then it should be directed to our stock inventory. So now you can see we have a 44 number of items for the 3 watts. So as you can see, the remaining column here still displays 44. That is because we haven't sold anything yet. So let us go to the data entry. For example, a customer orders 10 of 3 watts, which we have 44 of. So, 10. And then the reference number that we gave him was 654322122. Just click save, and once you click the save button, then the data should be directed to the data transaction sheet. Hey, here. That. This will keep all of the records of your sold items. So, click save, and once it clears out, the sheet clears out, then the data has been saved. There. It cleared out. Let's check data transaction. Here, the product name 3 watts, quantity 10, the reference number, and then the date. So, we want that to appear to our stock inventory, so we should see that. But, actually no. You'll see the quantity data here, but what we'll see in the stock inventory was the remain. So, these are the available stocks that you have after you sold something. So, as a cashier, you should always look out on the values of your remain. So whenever a customer asks, you can simply just go to your stock inventory sheet and then, oh, sir, we're out of stock for that item. Or, yes, we do have a stock for that certain item, sir. And then you could proceed to your transaction. So now, you'll be asking the question, so where would I see the numbers of sold items? That is where we go to our data transaction and then record filter. Here, we see that the that the data is already here. But that is because I set the date to November 3 to November 5. But we don't have a data for the date of November 5. That is why it only displayed the November 3 transaction. So, and here you can see the number of sold items. What this sheet does, this part of the G and H cells, what they do is that they sum all of your sold items that belongs to a certain product name. So no matter if in my data transaction I have random 3 W's for the November 3, it would still show up as 1 and add up the total amount here. Let me show you an example. Okay, for example, as we look in our data transaction, we have these datas which were different transactions. You see different references and numbers. So earlier I did entry some data and then these are the results. I ordered 10 initially, and then second 9, and then 6, and then 2 of them. Each has different data dates. November 4, November 5, November 3, and reference numbers. Now, what we have to do is to check if it would actually display in our filter. So yes, earlier I put November 3, 2018, and then November 5, 2018. Now it displays records of those dates from November 3 to November 5. These are the sold items and then the reference numbers. Notice that it added all of those things here that matched this item name to have a group result into one. So you can see now that you have 27 items sold between date November 3 to 5. Now, to check that, we go to our stock inventory. Now, we have supplied stock earlier at 44. We are now have a 17 items left. So that is 44 minus 27. No, wait. Yes, 44 minus 27. Let us calculate that. There, it is right. Our data in the record filter is 27. The items sold are 27. Then the stock inventory has 17 items left. If you check it in a calculator, it is right. So, now, what happens if I filter the date from November 3 to only to November 4? Then it should only display the November 3 to 4 data transactions here. There. And what happens if I only check the transaction dates between November 3 only, which is a daily sold items? So just change the end date to November 3. The start date and end date should be equal to each other if you're going to check for daily transactions, for example. There, just like earlier. So let us go back to making it November 3 to November 5. So there. Assume that we have datas in all of these item names. We want to see who sold the best. So we want to see a statistical graph. So let us click this, and a graph appears. You see, Excel does not really show all of the elements, so you have to click this icon and then go to the categories, and then there you can see the datas. The 3W is between 25 and 30. You because we sold 27. And then 5 W's is 0, 0, 0, 0, and so on and so forth. Now, you want to get rid of the chart that we have. So, let's click the button. Clear graph. And let's check. All good. So that is all for the Excel tutorial. I hope you understand. Thank you.